And we have President Trump's pick for Treasury Secretary. And you know him if you watch this show. It is Scott Bessent. This is the latest in his cabinet selections, and it has been a fight, David, because Howard Lutnick, who's been co-chair of the transition, kind of got in the way of what looked like would be a definite nomination of Scott Bessent, because he jumped in and said, wait, I want to be Treasury Secretary. It didn't happen. They shoved him over to Commerce Secretary, but indeed it is Scott Bessent for Treasury Secretary.
Our own Edward Lawrence is live from the White House with details. And we already, Edward, we heard of what a dogfight it was down in Mar-a-Lago from our fly in the wall, who was none other than Larry Kudlow, who himself, of course, was being pressured into the position. He decided to stick with Fox Business, thank God. But it appears that this dogfight kept going long after that meeting in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, round and round. There were multiple interviews related to this. Scott Bessent came out obviously on top. He's the CEO of Key Square Capital Management at the moment. He's going to have to set that aside as he takes this role in as the Treasury Secretary for the Trump administration. This is a very important position for President-elect Donald Trump. It's a keystone, a cornerstone for his team that comes up with their economic plan going forward. The president was looking for someone who is a disruptor, which is what Scott Bessent could be, and someone who can also calm the markets when this disruption sort of happens. And again, Scott Bessent is an insider on Wall Street. Now, within the last 30 days, Scott Bessent hinted to Fox Business that he sees the election as a mandate to disrupt the norm, and that's exactly what he might do. Listen to this.
So I think this is just momentum that's continuing, and this is a multiracial working class coalition. But then on the other side, you have the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, who's part of the coalition also. You have Mark Andreessen, who's signed up. So it's working class, it's entrepreneurs, and it's patriots, kind of against the managerial class and the status quo.
And that's from November 5th. Now, he believes that President-elect Trump found the secret sauce to increase growth while keeping inflation in check. Listen to what he said here.
You know, I'm not an economist. I'm an economic historian, and the voters remember history. And unfortunately, for these economists, we have Trump 1.0. It was low inflation, high growth, high real wages, and the deficits under control. And then we have the experience, and we've got the history of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden of the highest inflation in 40 years.
So in his pitch to President-elect Trump, he targeted the 3x3x3 approach. That is, cut the budget deficit to 3% of GDP by 2028, pushing 3% growth through tax policies, and helping the U.S. energy industry produce an additional 3 million barrels of oil per day. That would be the foundation of his going forward with an economic plan. Obviously, President-elect Trump would have to sign up on anything like this. But again, the Wall Street Journal, multiple outlets reporting that Scott Bessent is the guy to run the Treasury Department. Back to you guys.
Terrific stuff, Edward. Thank you very much.